Hi there, welcome to my channel. I just finished making something so pretty. Want to see? Come and I'll show you. Hi there, welcome to my channel. So I've got something else made and I can't wait to show you. And what I want from you is I want you to watch the whole thing. It's going to be short. It won't be long. I'm going to tell you what I did. And if you haven't subscribed and you like the things that I make, please subscribe and hit the notification bell below. It really helps me out. And you also don't miss anything that I come up with. And I'm always looking forward to showing you the things that I make and hopefully giving you some inspiration to go ahead and create some of your own beautiful projects. So without further ado, I'm going to show you the finished product, and I am going to show you what I did to create it. So I've got it all wrapped in plastic. Look at this. Can you see it? Now I'm going to take it out of the plastic, but I just wanted to keep it nice and pure and clean. So it's a 3-piece set, and what I do with my projects is I tend to look for tutorials and patterns, but I usually veer off the path and create something that is more unique. So it doesn't tend to look exactly like the project that is in the tutorial or the pattern. So I'm going to start with taking the bag off and opening it up and showing you what's inside. So I made this with Loops and Threads yarns. Actually, it's all Loops and Threads, and I'm going to show you what yarn I use. So I'll put this down for a moment. So I used Loops and Threads Snuggly Wuggly in this white color, in this blue color, which I no longer have a label for, but the colors aren't that inventive, aren't that creative, so it's probably just light blue. And in this pink color, and it's all I have left of this pink. Actually, I have another one that has not been started. Okay, so I actually have 2 new ones of the pink and the blue, so I can show you what it looks like. So here is the blue one, and this is called Pale Blue. See what I mean? It's just pale blue. And this yarn is 446 yards, 5 ounces of 100% acrylic. It's machine washable and dryable, and it is considered a lightweight 3. And I found that it's definitely a basic yarn, but it has nice stitch definition. In my project, I used almost a whole pink skein, so with this much left. And as you may have seen, and I'll show you again, obviously, I didn't use a lot of blue and white. It was more for the trim, so I didn't use a lot. This is what's left over, so I hardly used any of that. And then I used this yarn, which is the Loops and Threads Flecks yarn. And I have to say, I really, really love it. I love the colors. I love the little flecks in it. I love how the color goes through the yarn. I love how soft it is. It is a very splitty yarn, but I don't even notice that. And I mentioned that in my last video, that it is a splitty yarn. You can see that it's a splitty yarn if you look up close. The fibers do tend to split. I don't know how well you can see that, but it is, I mean, if you look at the end here, you can see that it's just very loosely spun. But honestly, I didn't find that it got caught in the hook very often, or if it did, it was just easy to work around it. And it's such a nice yarn. I love the way the colors go together in this. So I used this quite a bit. I used an entire skein and just a teeny bit of this one. So let's look at this 3-piece outfit. So it's got the detailing of the headband. I'll show you that first. Look at these buttons. Can you see the sparkle on those? So pretty. They really are nicer in person. Gorgeous, gorgeous buttons. And the headband takes on the same stitching and the same trim as the outfit. It does undo so it can be adjusted, and basically it's 3 rows of double crochet of the pink. I used the flex yarn for the main part, and then I did a single row of single crochet of the blue and this nice little edging. It's a very simple edging, and I use this edging throughout the project for the various pieces. And basically it's a single crochet and 2 chains, skip a stitch, single crochet all along. If you take a look, you can see. It's one of the most simple edgings, but it really is a wonderful look. I love it. So that's the headband. Here is the cardigan. And the woman who gave the tutorial for this cardigan, it's different. It looks very different than this. It's Simona Crochets, I believe. I'm going to give you the link below. I find her tutorial, her information was so detail oriented, so helpful, that I really was impressed that I actually put a link to her tutorial in my community page, because I just thought that everybody should see it. I think she's great. And I found her so informative that she made me think about things that I hadn't thought of before and understand things in a way that I hadn't really understood them before. That being said, I did veer off. The edging is my own. The frilly bottom is my own. And I can tell you a little bit about how I did that in a moment. But she gave the basic pattern, the sleeve length, she gave all the measurements, the hood. I did my own edgings for the sleeves. I wanted to have that little bit of ruffle. They're a fold back, and I really like that look. So really, really pretty. So how did I do this edging? If you go back to my Garden Tea Party set, you're going to see the hat. It has the same edging. And basically what I did for the main part of this cardigan, I used the Snuggly Wuggly in the pale pink. And then I did the frilly bottom and the frilly cuffs in the flex yarn. So you can see that it's a little bit different. And what I did was I started with a single crochet. You can notice this is all double crochet, and down here I started with the flex and I did a single crochet, and then to get the frill, what I did was the first row of the increase I did a single crochet and then a single crochet increase, and I alternated all the way along, and then I did a second row where I just reversed it. So the first row I did a single crochet increase, single crochet increase, and then I just reversed it on the second round. So I did single crochet increase and then a single crochet, if that makes sense. So I got this beautiful ruffled edge. I just love the way it turned out. And then once I did the 2 increase rows, I just did regular single crochets all the way around, and then you could see I put this edging of the single crochet of the blue and followed by this nice little white trim. So it's just so pretty. And I did the same on the cuffs with the same edging, the same increases. I just obviously didn't carry it on as long as I did for this. And look at that. Okay, so now the reason I made it the length I did is because I wanted it to go with the onesie that's underneath and look like a set. So the baby can wear tights, and I actually bought tights for this. I bought a set of these tights. These are George tights from Walmart, and they're a cotton blend, and the colors are perfect, pink and white. So I thought that would be really cute, that tights can be worn under the onesie. So the cardigan, original cardigan, is by Simona Crochets, and the onesie is by somebody else. I can't remember her name offhand, but you'll see that. And I also veered off the pattern with hers as well, and I'll explain that. Also notice that I used the same sparkly buttons as I did for the headband, and I did 4 buttons. Just undoing it. Now I did start the onesie in my last video I showed you, but I wasn't quite finished. And there it is. And I just love how it turned out. I think it's great. I really like how the yoke came out with that pretty bit of lacy stitching. I'm not even sure what I was doing. I was following the pattern. It looks like there's some fans, shells. It was really interesting the way this tutorial went, and I was really happy with that. And then this is all double crochet, and I found another tutorial for these ruffles, and I just love that. The ruffles are meant to be done on a double crochet, so it worked out perfectly. And here is the edging. I added the 3 buttons, and I used the loops from this edging to attach the buttons. Now the back, you can see there's another button, and that also undoes to make the opening bigger for the child's head to fit through. So for the main portion of this one, I use the flex yarn, whereas for the main portion of the cardigan, I used the Snuggly Wuggly in pink, and I just used the flex for the trim. And I like that variation. I used the Snuggly Wuggly for the ruffles, and of course for the edging as well. So what did I do differently? In the tutorial that I provided, the way this was done is the decreases were done the same in the back and in the front. And so they came together kind of like this, where it would have been harder to create the closure. It was basically meant to be sewn together, and I don't like that idea because babies need to be changed a lot, and to have to remove the whole garment to change the baby's diaper, I just thought was very inconvenient and probably a turnoff for mom to have the baby wearing that. So I wanted to create an opening, and the way I did that was the front portion here. It looks like it's crooked, but it's not. It's just the way it's sitting. The front portion here, at each end is 2 decreases at each end. So that's why it goes in quite drastically, because you're doing 2 decreases at each end. For the back, I changed it up. I only did 1 decrease at each end, so it tapered down much more slowly. And then what I did is I put the upper flap over the bottom. I just like the look. I've seen it where the back flap goes over top, but I just happen to like that look. I liked seeing the trim going around continuously in the front. So that's how I did that. I'm trying to think if there's something else I can tell you, but I really think that I gave you all the information. The ruffles, I'm going to leave you a link to that as well. They are great. It was a little bit complicated at first to try and figure it out, but once I figured it out, I think it worked out really nicely. And when I was a little girl, I had little panties that had the frills at the back, and I called them my fancy pantsies. That's a little aside. And so this reminds me of what I loved when I was a little girl. And I just love that it goes all the way around. So that is what I made. Now, with the headband, I just did it on my own, very, very simple. just the 3 rows of double crochet. I measured it. I checked the size for a 6 to 9 month old, which is, this is 6 to 9 month old size as far as I can tell according to my measurements. I found that the headband should be 16 inches. I just made my chain a little bit longer than 16 inches because of course you skip a few stitches at the beginning. With double crochet you skip 3 stitches, so I just made a little bit longer. And then you can see that the buttons, I'll open it up so you can see how it works. And I did the onesie the same at the crotch. You can see these loops here. I just used the loops to attach, and the buttons are just right there like that. And so if the baby's head is smaller, it's adjustable. It can be made a little bit smaller depending on where you do it up, because it's double crochet, so the buttons will fit. So I'm just going to do that up again. So this can be worn. I like it with the buttons kind of off to the side, but it can be worn with the buttons in the middle, whichever way Mom prefers. And that's the set. I'm going to put it back on the hanger so you can see how it goes together, but really pretty. So now these buttons I did get on an order at AliExpress. If you go and check out my AliExpress hauls, if you go back and look at my videos, you will see me showing these buttons, and I really love them. So I'm happy to get really nice use out of them. I used 4 on the cardigan, 2 on the headband, and 4 on the onesie. So 10 altogether, and I think the package came with 50, so I have quite a bit left, and I really like these buttons. So I would definitely buy them again. Now the other thing I wanted to tell you, if you like this edging and you want to try it, I have this edging tutorial incorporated in a Valentine pouch that I made. So if you go to my playlist, look for my tutorials and look for the Valentine pouch, fast forward to where you see me doing the edging, and it will show you exactly how it's done. So that is the entire set. I hope you like it. Leave your comments below in the comments section. And remember, please, if you haven't subscribed, please do that. And give me a thumbs up to like this video. And also hit that notification bell. So until next time, I'm wishing you a great day, great evening, and happy crocheting. Bye for now.